Yay, welcome I was getting a nudge to shift my live from meditation to some tarot, collective tarot this week onwards. Trust that I can upload further meditations, but I felt definitely some may wish to step in live for something that can be a bit more noisy. So welcome, welcome. My name is Josie, and I am a teacher, intuitive, and medium for quite a while now. And if you're new to my work, the guidance around these collective tarot will be a 3-card spread, so to speak, a past, present, future, and potentially some additional oracle cards to support. Okay. And what they're sharing is what I've realized a lot this year for many of us who are quite intuitive and have been doing lots of deep shadow workings and all the energy workings and, all the awarenesses of tapping into multiple aspects and realms of what we are aware of and conscious of. That now there's a big turn. There's a big turn to almost into acknowledging that the pathway forward is not individual, and that the pathway forward is in tandem, in movement with a much larger collective group of people. And the energy of the earth, the planets, the moon, the stars, so much energy, even in Akasha, the ether, ancestors, all the things that are not in form, are supporting these much larger movements that we are experiencing on this planet and in this world now, to shift and disrupt some things in order for us to support the necessary changes to support more life on this planet. So I'm curious in these collective tarot to tap in, instead of to tap into kind of like different individual energy, but to connect to the earth, to connect to human race, to connect to kind of the larger experiences that we are moving with, so that we can learn better of how to move with them, and to support seeing more of the interweaving of potentially what we may feel is our personal or individual experience of something, to how that actually may be more collective than we know it. So that's, I know, my odd intro to this. I'm really intrigued by this. And when I scheduled these, for sure, the rumbles in my belly, I knew this was something that kind of like my spirit council of ancestors and ancients were quite excited to work with. So let's take a moment to just get settled. You're welcome to have a beverage, to put around as you listen, and to kind of like tap in and see certain images when needed. And other than that, yeah, maybe we just enjoy the flow and trust on the replay, or even while participating in this live, you're welcome to share queries or things that you might even be too scared to bring to your own tarot read. I'm open to see what arises in these interactions with you, and to see how I can support and assist. All right. I'm just starting to connect first with some stones. They were calling and connecting, be it some rainbow obsidian, some quartz, and also just some beautiful river rocks. So letting yourself, even if you're in movement, just to take stock of the energy that feels solid. Solid as stone. And expand out to connect to that solid ground. We're in the midst of our movements of breath, of fluctuations and shifts, of healing, of growth, of all the things. To connect to the wisdom of stone. And may the stone protectors and wisdom keepers support this transmission today. I welcome the energies of the earth's creator. To support us within this message. And I thank all who have gathered to listen in. Your energy and your breath contribute to what and how things are received. So I thank you for your presence. Ooh. Today is May 9th, and I'll be looking into the energies for the next 7 days ahead, for the week ahead. And potentially, though, understanding that what may come up within a week may also be relevant to some larger cycles, be it seasonal, be it annular, or even cycles and patterns within our learning of things. So I trust that when you choose to sit into this message, that there may be certain things that will feel relevant to receive. Dear Spirit, I first connect with the Cosmic Laws Oracle to support in sharing some of the emotions that I'm tapping into that may feel relevant to bring in and to address this week. Oh, the glorious, glorious Society card. Whenever I get this card from the Cosmic Laws Oracle, the wording says society. I know we're talking about civil unrest. We're talking about the current turmoil that is going, but it's very neat what I'm drawing, and actually usually when I get the Society card, I'm like, oh Lordy, we're going to be in for a shit show. But curiously enough, when I'm tapping into the energy of today, I am acknowledging that there is some threads of hope that amidst the despair, there are some some threads of hope that are almost that have developed over time for many people from almost what you are contemplating in this year about your own power of action, power of choice, power of decision, feeling your strength, your confidence, which is very neat. So it's almost like some of the work they're sharing, just like kudos, some of the work that has already been done leading up to this point, is starting to pay off in the way that you are addressing the currents in society at present, that you are feeling, even in the midst of the tumult and the pain, that there is these threads of hope. Whoa. Okay. Sorry. I just actually saw all the cards here, and I'm freaking okay. Look at this. So the law of resistance. Booyah! And humility. How neat. Humility first arises, and you're welcome to just even screenshot if you wish to kind of process what's arising. These are watercolors. They'll bring up probably lots of different images for different people. Humility. Law of resistance. And society. Ooh, okay. There's some big change. There's some big change coming up this week. And, oh gosh, okay. Thank you. And sometimes Paco scratches beside me. He's like, take a pause and breathe before you share. I'm starting to comprehend it, but I think I'm also going to pull in a Sacred Travelers as well as then pull in the Tarot and get the whole message. You're welcome to also share what you're starting to receive, my little intuitives. This week. Okay. I'm starting to sweat. My palms are getting sweaty. I didn't realize how much I would have a response and reaction to this, but wow. Okay. All right. Okay, so the 3 Sacred Travelers cards by Denise Linn that I pulled out are Rejuvenating Rain, Clear the Past, Heal the Present. Reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Finding sanctuary. Opening to your spiritual source. The energy of resistance has been, well, we've been bombarded by it within the past 6-7 months. We have been shared almost within press and media that resistance is something terrorizing, something that is disruptive of the peace, disruptive of the status quo, disruptive of society as we know it. And in the waves of resistance to the status quo that have erupted within these past weeks and months, it feels actually not something dark and bad and gross, which some might have to process this, but it actually feels like 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 the water of that beautiful, oh my goodness, like swim in like that crystal clear water. It just the energy of what is being shared, of what we are discovering, of how we can resist, of how we can actually say no. It's almost sharing. It may have started from something that, of course, you see is horrific, is dark, is difficult to process, but how actually that initial no then created this kind of current within to share multiple, almost like resistors, like where that no kind of was intertwined in multiple ways and things within you or within us. And maybe that's why I'm feeling like such a physical response to it. So that it's almost like that what these louder and more in unison knows have shared of we are done, we are fed up, we are over it. Are bringing up some multiple discomforts within areas of your body that you may have felt have already healed things, or there's almost like the energy of it as things are shifting because of these very resounding and powerful asks for change. It's like the ripple effect in the actual physicality of your body, our bodies is it's a lot to handle. And so there is something most definitely in the sanctuary card that of sharing that amidst this, the importance of respite, the importance of finding spaces in time, pauses in movement that can support almost like this steady stream of change, this steady flow of shift that has begun. And even if almost there's almost like, even if you resisted the resistance at first, like there's something here of sharing, like the energy will continue to flow, will continue to share itself, and make a whole bunch of people a little uncomfortable. And so there's going to be almost like a practice of, just because some of us may have become almost more comfortable with the discomfort of the rallying cry that is at present, we have to kind of pace ourselves in knowing that everyone is coming along for the ride, even the ones who are still kind of in this or that thinking, who may still feel that there is hope within actually the society as it is, not in hope. And the change is very scary, basically. So it's neat. I'm getting this thread of hope in some people. Some are wishing for kind of like that space and respite of normalcy, which is almost then, I understand now why complacency was coming up prior to this check-in and this reading. Because of course, in like a long current of change, in a long flow of multiple no's, and this is almost saying like the first no might have been like, no, that's freaking, like, that's mass murder, I do not like that, no, that's genocide, no. But then those big no's almost like rippled into multiple things that you're like, no, like, and almost like sensing how that big no, like what that undercurrent of why that's occurring or surfacing up here somewhere is, like how that undercurrent has been supported here. So we're discovering, gosh, I bless you all for listening on this first one, because tapping into large energies might feel like a little bit of a wild ride to move through, or at least they are for me. So, whew. So there's almost an ask to not create more, um, the word either discontent as well as contention between you and others who might be on different kind of, almost feeling of paths or trajectories around the movements that are occurring to shift us out of capitalism, colonialism, and all these major destructive things within the world. Um, so they're almost asking, they're like going, hey, if you've woken up to this, if you've already shared your nose, if you've already started to process within these months, like what the fuck this actually is, how this is interconnected to certain things within life, and within your life as you know it, it's not then about feeling like, hey, I got it, I figured it out, I know how to move through this. Because and this is the kind of neat thing with the humility card that's coming up with the, is that it's like none of us know how to move through this 100%, but we will be able to move through the resistance to what is shifting within us, the resistance to then what is shifting on a larger scale as well. We can move through it in a more profound way because we'll have almost like more skills. So the time, and it's very neat because the time they're almost sharing is for us to kind of like gently start to walk together and learn how to figure out the oddity of the sensations and the movements, without kind of feeling like this is going to be a new normal. We need to get this idea of normalcy like out. The energy that is being shared to that with me in this is like the empty space here, right? Like that moment when like the chaos of our current society made sense to you. The time when the wildness of doing the work, like the work every day and like all pay the bills and all the things, it just kind of like there was a cycle and a routine to it that made sense to many people, even if it was just something to complain about. And so hence why the energy of kind of like feeling that almost a yearning for that space or that normalcy almost will bring us into almost like craving complacency. And so if you found that you've slowed down in kind of in your rhythm, that is okay. We've always been asked to slow down our paces beyond the capitalistic, like push, 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 go, go, go. But this is a different slowing. This is almost like going like, hey, 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 what if like where are you wanting to reach? What this is coming up with the reach your destination. Where are you? What are you seeking? What are you trying to reach towards? And realizing that like the big things that we are against, that we were resisting against, it's then, do you see that like we're in the destination, we're in the now, and this is even came up with like clear the past, heal the present, like where we are right now is incredibly important. And as we honor space and time to rest, there's going to be a lot of things that can come up. Guilt, frustration. Oh my gosh, I'm just like feeling all the things. So I need some tarot to support the last bit of the teeth for this message. Yeah, lots of some people really craving that normal, hoping even for a new normal to occur. This kind of like calm, uh, and it's going instead. Our pace can become calm, almost like our walk, the rhythm of how we move through these times is it, instead of the speed of like it finishing or changing. We are part of the change and part of the process. And okay, I'm working with, since our world's a bit on fire, the Tarot del Fuego. Okay. And that is, so there will be lots of fire on all the cards. Love this artist's work. So last but not least, to add to this message, what are we processing from the past this week? What is so important of this present moment, this now, that is kind of screaming itself at the cards? And what can we prepare ourselves for in forwards, future, even if it's the next days or the next months? Trust what is to be prepared for. Okay. All right. All major arcana. Now I know I'm drawing for the collective. For the major arcana in tarot are speaking of deep soul work. The deep soul work of shifting and healing from the shitstorm that we've been served as human. How to heal from previous consternations. And I'm definitely, I could move into tons of just talking about the major arcana, because I'm actually currently in working with the ancients in designing a tarot deck that will share some of these shifts. So when I address these three arcana that showed up, you are welcome to always look into further explorations and writing about these arcana. I always welcome where you're guided to connect to. For that, I will share what is pertinent and relevant, as well as what I've been working with these specifically on yes, and shifting. So okay, in the past is the Lover's card. And I love this rendition of the Lover's card, because the Lover's card is usually showcasing two human lovers in love. And of course, with like some type of angelic being around them in this really kind of united and connected, everything just united and connecting. And what I love that is kind of portrayed here, and what I actually am working a bit with in reinstating this card, is that there are three, not two. Beyond the binary, my loves, there is three things in harmony here, three things connecting. In the spirit world, they share those three things, just how when you braid hair, right? Like that we think that we have a weft that's come from one parent, the weft of lineage that's come from another parent. But then we also remember that we carry a soul line. And so these are woven together. Yes. And as these are woven together, when we start to think we're addressing one thing. I love how this even shows with my hair. It's like, oh wait, I only want to address my maternal lineage. Hold on one sec. Then, right? It's there. There's movement between them, just like the weaving of a braid. Okay, there's movement between them. And so when specifically I got this message about there being some past clearing this week, okay, and and specifically with the rejuvenating rain. To be honest, whenever I've gotten this card, sometimes there has been some surprised rainfall. So some of you might see how water comes into play this week. Okay, but there is also definitely good clearing. And it's neat. What's come up about around energy cleansing currently is that the cleansing is like, it's so refreshing. It feels gentle. And so to honor what is arising around those three lines this week, what may start to surface of, be it ancestral lineage, be it soul line, what you have tapped into of kind of like your soul kind of purpose or being here now, in this time, in this body. And and this is good destruction. This cleansing of some of the past is good destruction, meaning like I'm seeing almost like the destruction that you do, like when they burn certain parts of forest to actually promote new growth and to help the forest, right? This is this may start to arise is feeling like good, swift cleansing, refreshing clearing of almost things that you've just sort of like, when are they going to be done? When are they going to fully, they're taking so long to unravel. This feels like stuff that we've been working on for a while. There's going to be something that finally comes up and it's just like, okay, I can start to see the past then a little differently now, so that then I can then bring that into the now, the present. And how wondrous this hermit, the hermit card, comes up for the present. And the fool comes up in the future. Refreshing cleansings and quick shifts from past currents of unraveling that you have been working on. There will be some clarity. And then you can kind of take that into your present, in trusting that you are still almost like, I feel like you almost need to remind yourself, you're still on the healing path. You're still growing. You're still doing it, like, because there's so much chaos that is having to be kind of regularly processed and also just regularly witnessed, regularly presented to you, that it feels like there has been a natural, there's like a natural feeling of retreat, or back to that sanctuary, finding that kind of like time for rest. But there is also a bit of guilt around that rest and that slow pace, or that kind of almost for some of you, there's fear, like things are going to come up again. Maybe the issues of being alone, or the issues of all this stuff that usually is around the energy of a hermit. But I'm feeling also from this energy of present, there's a big, strong voice kind of sharing, remember what you have right now. And this is not to feel guilty about, because I know when I was processing, hearing children starve, or hearing children being bombed and dying, it changed how I ate. It changed how I processed and had a relation to my food. It changed how I processed and moved through the tasks of the day. And so there is this process that they're sharing in this hermit. Remember, hermit, like that wise, what the person that was literally tapped into the wisdom of the earth, the wisdom of the ancients, that I'm remembering almost like this time. I think Sadhguru, this meditation teacher, spoke of like the power of being alone, and how actually there was so much peace and contentment in that space, that he then got to have with nature, and with the animals, and with the elements, and with all the things. And that's what I mean about look at all the things around you. This is not just about going like materially and physical possessions. It's like being grateful for the land that you walk on, and that you're able to walk on it, or move on it. Be it grateful for the water as you're washing, grateful for the plants in your garden, or the plants that you're putting into your garden, grateful for the home, the roof that you have, even if it's not like the perfect home just yet, even if it's not like, there is an immense practice here of walking with reverence, of being aware that you are connected to earth, and oh gosh, just all the things. It just feels very lush. So as we're clearing some of these lineage things that feel nice and swift, good work, as I said, like maintaining of the fires, maintaining of the forest, maintaining how we can breathe better, and that, to then really process the beauty of being alive, and starting to look at the tasks back to it that you're doing throughout a day, and how can you flow with, and in tandem with all the things that are supporting you in living. For there is going to be a strong shift. And I'm feeling that I like how I said that, like I'm chuckling at myself of how I'm saying it, but with we are preparing for, it's like we are in the new, right? About saying reaching your destination, like we're in the now is the most important time stat, but also it, like in the now, in the new. Like if anyone was speaking like, I'm waiting for the new to occur, I'm waiting for the new chapter, I'm waiting for the new cycle, I'm waiting for the new earth, I'm waiting for the new, whatever you've shared that you feel is, the shift of the end, like, the end of the old to the beginning of the new. We are in that process this week. We are in that process this week. Okay. So you can sync up to that, or you can resist it, But either way, we are in it. We are in that movement. And, and there is some hope. There is some hope of the societal shifts. There is some change that is going to occur. And yes, unfortunately, some of this change that will occur will be from those things that brought up really strong no's, meaning from the darkness that we have to witness right now, from there's just okay, something to talk about, that resistance, that we've spoken a lot about the larger resistance, the resistance to, I am not putting up with someone colonizing my land anymore, and not allowing my people to have rights to live or to return or to move. These are big no's. You see, big, strong things that have a length to them. But they're sharing that we think all of these things that we are saying no to are man created, like made by humans. That we like that we are almost like cleaning up our mess right now of humanity. We're in a bit of a larger kind of cleanup that is occurring. And there's just a message from Earth to share that it's not all been it's hard to okay. I don't want you to quote me on this. I'm just trying to see how to best share the energy that I'm sensing, because I feel this is something important. Like we're thinking that it's all resisting something that has been made or devised by someone, right? Like someone bad, and ugh, like why would they do that? But they're like, there is something that is actually very related and very interconnected, which is a shadow about land itself and our relationship to land that we are on. Ooh. And almost seeing like the bleak, desolate, desperate, disgusting side of that. Yes, that is so obvious to some and so not obvious to others. But this is about a larger thing. This almost reminds me of when hearing from the Mari, the elders of them sharing their relationship to the land that they're on, and how like they are they're caretakers, and whatever the earth needs, they're going to support it, because that's how we know what we're living on, who we're living with. And there's something about that is embarking upon this kind of that we are needing to sort out at present. And this is not something to, I need to adjust the word, because sorting out means thinking that you're going to come to the solution of our humans' relationship to land. But there is, it's like, maybe start first with yours, right? And then see what shows up in the socials, in the news, right? In the world this week, for you to chew upon about, okay, so I'm seeing how I'm relating to this, and be it the ownership of land. Like they're almost sharing like the whole borders, like the actual this is mine and not ours as humans. Like there's some very interesting things, which means I'm almost like looking into, like, I look forward to that. Please, can I see that? Can we get that then? Can I see like a way for us to be beyond that stuff? Ooh, I'm getting excited now. No wonder there's a bit of child energy here, right? Like because I'm feeling that we are walking into it. But so it's going like, yeah, so what are the big strong no's around what you are seeing outside of you? What are you screaming and rallying around? Process that to the utmost, like from in the day to day, and give yourself space in doing that, giving yourself respite, the points of time where you are connecting to the earth, or creator, be it whomever you wish to name or call in, that you carry strong faith, trust, and connection, relationship to. That is important. Wow. All right. So let's see how we move through this within this week together. And I will have a little recap next week, kind of maybe check in on how we are doing, how we are feeling, how we are sensing as we move through these larger rhythms, through these greater shadows of the human experience together. And if the hermit actually is in such full connection with all these things, the plants and the animals and the flowers and know that we can also carry that pace and that wisdom gently and slowly while still being in connection. But the connections they're sharing are just like the ones that you care about, the ones of reverence, the ones that bring up resistance or right now, to kind of, yeah, just take some space where it is needed, to honor what is adjusting itself within as this cleansing occurs. And to support the cleansing, barefoot, dirt, lots of water that has been coming up, lots and lots of water, as well as lots of breath. Just taking space. Like, this doesn't even mean if you have no connection yet to spirit or to creator or anything, or feel no rest, that there is just going, I can take a breath in and blow it out, and do that maybe 3/4 times. That's it. They're like, that is taking a moment to connect to life force, to connect to the remembrance that you are alive, the remembrance that you are alive in these times that are quite wild, and asking a lot of us, a lot of our bodies, a lot of our beings, a lot of our minds, a lot of our hearts, and a lot of our spirit. So may the messages that came through today support you. You're welcome to review on replay, and I will see you next week. Take care.